Today we are going to discuss about a chapter number 1 from 11 Science Physics. This chapter is unit and measurement.
The first question arises why we need a measurement. So here we are going to discuss the need for a measurement. See, all of us knows that physics is a branch of science which deals with naturally occurring phenomenon. It tries to explain this phenomenon by giving the laws or the theories which are governing them. Now these laws and theories are based on experimental observation, and these observation involves measurement of various physical quantities, and therefore accurate measurement becomes necessary for a physics over here. Now we are going to understand what it means by unit. See, we measure various quantities in a different unit. For example, we say the length is a 10 centimeter. Here 10 is a number which is called as a magnitude, and centimeter is a unit. A mass of a person is 50 kg. Here 50 is a number, that is a magnitude, and kg is the unit. So we have to understand what do we mean by unit. Unit is nothing but a reference standard which is used for the measurement of physical quantity. Now good unit should possess certain properties. The first one, it should be easily available. It should be invariable, that means it should not change from place to place, and it should be universally accepted. Means throughout the world it must remain same. It should be reproducible and not perishable. These are the properties which are required for a good unit. Now we are going to discuss about different system of unit. First, let us understand how this system of unit have arrived. See, with development in physics, various physical quantities get evolved. See, initially only mechanics was there. That means scientists used to study about motion and various aspects of motion. So only few quantities like distance, speed, etc. were there. But later on there was a development in a branch like current, electricity. There was a development in chemistry. So number of molecules, number of atoms, all those concepts comes into picture. There was a development in a branch associated with a light. So physics quantity started increasing. Now it has become difficult for the scientists to give a separate unit for each physical quantity. At that time there was a scientist called Gauss. He come forward and he suggested that let us select any three physical quantities as basic fundamental quantities and express remaining quantities in terms of them. And therefore the system of units comes into existence. Now some of the popular systems are CGS system. In this system, centimeter was the unit for the length, gram was the unit for the mass, and second is the unit for time. Another system is MKS. Meter is the unit for length, kilogram is the unit for mass, and second is the unit for time. And another one is FPS. This is a British system. Your length is measured in foot, mass in pound, and time in seconds. Apart from all this system, there is a most popular system over here is a SI system. This is very important. Nowadays we express all the unit in this form only. SI means International System of Unit. See, with development in physics, scientists from different parts of the world started carrying out an experiment, and at that time they started using different systems. So initially scientists found lot of confusion during the conversion. So again there was a meeting among the scientists and they decided that there has to be a universal system which has to be used throughout the world. And these people come along with a system which is popularly known as SI system. It consists of 7 fundamental quantities and 2 supplementary quantities along with its unit. So this system is very important because on this the so many questions, multiple choice questions can be asked to us. So remember how many fundamental quantities are there? 7 fundamental quantities and 2 supplementary quantities are there. See, here is the table for fundamental quantities. The first quantity is a length. The first 3 quantities, length, mass and time, you will find they are associated with mechanics because initially the part which was studied was associated with the motion, that is nothing but mechanics. So therefore you will find initially these 3 quantities were invented and later on these quantities were added to it. So there are in all 7 quantities. The first one is length. SI unit is a meter and its symbol is a small m. Second one is mass. SI unit is kilogram. Symbol is kg. Third one, time. SI unit is second. Symbol is S. Temperature. SI unit is Kelvin. Symbol is capital letter K over here. See, Kelvin is the name of the scientist and therefore we are using capital K as a symbol. Whereas in all other cases we are using small letters. Electric current. SI unit is ampere. Symbol is capital A. Luminous intensity. SI unit is candela. Symbol is CD. Amount of substance. SI unit is a mole, MOLE, and just see the symbol, it is also a mole, but spelling is a little different, it is only MOL. Apart from these 7 fundamental quantities, there are 2 supplementary quantities over here. One of them is a plane angle, unit is radian, and its symbol is RAD, rad. Second one is solid angle, its unit is steradian and symbol is SR. Let's try to understand what do you mean by fundamental quantities. The physical quantities which do not depend upon any other physical quantity or their measurement is known as fundamental quantity. For example, length, mass, time, temperature, amount of substance, luminous intensity, electric current, these are all fundamental quantities. Because see, while measuring the length, we do not require what is the mass of the substance or at what time we are doing. So this length is independent of any another one. And that's the reason we call it as a length as a fundamental quantity. Same thing happens with all these 7 quantities which are mentioned in SI system of unit. Now naturally the unit of all these quantities, fundamental quantities, are called fundamental unit. For example, unit of length is a meter, for mass it is kilogram, for time it is second, for temperature it is Kelvin, for amount of substance it is a mole, luminous intensity it is candela, and electric current it is ampere. The another one is derived. Apart from fundamental quantities, all other quantities are derived quantities. But what is the definition? Let us see. The physical quantities other than fundamental quantities which depend on one another for their measurement are called derived quantities. Example, force. Force depends upon mass as well as acceleration. Density. Density is nothing but mass divided by volume. So it depends upon mass as well as the length. Speed. Speed is nothing but what? Distance upon time. So again it depends upon length as well as time. So since it depends upon another quantity, it is called as derived quantity. The unit of these derived quantities are called derived units. For example, Newton for the force, kilogram per meter cube is for density, for speed it is meter per second.
Now we are going to understand the two quantities, what is a plane angle and solid angle. See, plane angle is an angle which is represented in two dimensions. Here you can see this is the ratio of length of an arc of a circle to the radius of the circle. So here this is the arc AB, so its length is ds and radius of this circle is r. Then according to definition, this angle d theta will be equal to ds divided by r over here. Now it is measured in radian. Same manner, what is a solid angle? That also we'll see. The solid angle is nothing but the angle subtended by the surface at a given point. So it is defined as the area of a portion of a surface of a sphere to the square of the radius of the sphere. So here you can see the area is dA, radius is r, and therefore this angle d omega will become dA upon r square. It is measured in stay radians.